Greetings, programs. Welcome to part something of the Cheap System series. Today we're going to go ahead and look at this one, which I've actually learned a little bit more about this system. So, really quick, still in weirdly Photoshop pictures, list of stuff it does, which color I got, unmarked which version I got. Needlessly over-dramatic packaging for the system. The output cable, which this one is actually using the, I can't remember the jack size, but this is the one like your headphone jack would use, or even, anyone remembers Zunes? They actually did output to the TV with a cord like this. Needlessly long instruction sheet. This thing's insane. As well as, they actually included headphones on this thing. I have not been able to bring myself to try them out. I'm sure they sound terrible. We're gonna leave those in the box and get the box far away from us. So, really quick, when they say comprehensive instructions on this thing, yeah, they're not kidding. There is a lot on here, actually. So, yeah. Here's a slow scan if you want to pause and read any of this stuff. List of all the formats it supports and everything. So, a lot of stuff there. But, so this system is actually called the X7, and I learned that actually because, I thought that was just something sitting there. No, that is the system name, because anyone who doesn't know, there's a YouTube channel called Re-Res, way bigger channel than mine, does a lot of fun stuff. He's got a series where he does the worst ever, and he looked at the X7 Plus, which is the next step up from this thing. And, it didn't dawn on me at first, looking at this one. I looked at this and I'm like, oh, it's trying to be a PS Vita with these. No. At least this one might be a little more PS Vita. But if you get the X7 Plus, the one he had was way more blatantly Nintendo Switch, where, red on this side, blue on this side. They switched these buttons so that you've got, the joysticks offset and the buttons offset. So, that's a thing that's going on. And, funny enough, while everything he had to say about the X7 Plus was basically terrible, and yeah, it did look terrible, this one does not seem to be nearly as bad. Also, between this video and the other video, I did learn a few other things. This switch is basically the lock switch, so it will not turn on while it's over here. Put it over there. It'll usually just turn on at that point. It is incredibly shiny. I'm trying to keep my reflection out of it. As you can see there, it just said card in. The directions say that this thing can only use up to a 32 gigabyte SD card. This is a 128 that I just randomly shoved in there to see if it would work, and it worked fine. So, really quick, go ahead, look at some of the games on it. Weirdly enough, you select with B. Every game's going to bring up this little menu. You go in here, you actually do choose whether it has sound or not. You can remap some of the keys. Change the screen size. I find it is better to keep things on original size. You get just a little bit better performance. I don't really know what the information thing is there for, but hit restart, get into the game. This is straight up just Contra, which I appreciate. Let's see if I can actually get the volume to go down here a little. Because a lot of these systems, they have like, weird hack versions of Contra. Can I not have my reflection, please? Oh, I take it back. This is a weird hack version of Contra because I have spread and I have too many lives. So I take it back. But it's Contra. It plays really great. You know, buttons don't feel the best. But everything works. Go ahead, hit escape. Brings you back to the menu here. I will always get A and B backwards on this thing. It is maddening. But, gonna actually go down here to the game list. So, remember the other day when I said, it advertised having 10,000 games on it and it didn't? That's because I'm an idiot and didn't go here and click built-in game. Where it's got, yep, crap loads upon crap loads of games built into it. But, because I think it's a little more interesting, I'm going to go ahead and go to optional game here. Card memory, and here I've got different things I've preloaded on here. This thing does quite a bit more than just games. So down here, actually, I don't have any videos loaded on it right now. I could have sworn I did. But, okay, that's interesting. I could have sworn I put some pictures and some videos on this thing. Picture viewer runs fine. This thing does have a decent enough resolution to look good. It still refuses to save the time. Video player is actually very impressive. I have to say, it does a really, really good job with that. Oh, yeah, no, duh. No wonder it's not going to let me look at those things. I have to actually go to the picture viewer. No? Okay, I know it's like just looking at the, Directory list, card directory, picks. Okay, there we go. So, when you can navigate its kind of weird menus eventually, and trying to keep myself out of the stinking reflection. Come on. To be fair, this is a fairly high-res photo I took, so this might take it a moment as it fails to focus, and I fail to keep myself out of the reflection. There we go. Yep, just a picture of my dog. It is definitely it's having more issues viewing things tonight than it, okay, there we go. Something about that one, it's just not getting along with. Doing fine on the other ones. My dog makes very, very dumb faces. It's adorable. So, there's that. If I go into the video player,
most awesome and the most annoying sword we've ever
I loaded up a Seth Skorkowski video just to show good audio output, good video quality. So that's pretty impressive, actually. Video player, sound player on this as well. Music player. That's the term I'm looking for. Music player is really good. I'm not going to go into it just so that I don't get some copyright problems, but sound output's great. Even better through headphones. when you change tracks, it actually does a fade out and then a slight fade in. Try to keep things a little bit, less jarring. That's all cool. But go ahead, finally actually get into the games here really quick. This thing does run multiple types of system, which is really, really nice. Unfortunately, does not, use like self-generated save file, type stuff like some of these devices will. So you will have to go in here and actually do like save states to keep your game progress. But it runs, well, let me put it this way. It runs well doing Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, original Game Boy. Here, I will actually load up Castlevania here just to show. I don't think there's a good way to avoid me being in the reflection, unfortunately. But yeah, it runs great, actually, for doing this kind of thing. It's not listening to me hit escape, though. I don't know why, all of a sudden. I swear sometimes the game itself can actually lock the, some of the other functions here. Come on, shut up, let me play so I can leave. That or the escape button finally just died on me in the middle of recording this. I think I'm going to take back some of the good things I said about this thing. That is weird. Card in. Here, gonna go ahead and run something off of the actual internal memory. I loaded same ROMs onto it as well. So, oh wait, let's see here. A few more ROMs, it looks like, even. This one, I actually have some progress saved. Right after the first boss. So you can see all the buttons, do what they're supposed to. Funny enough, it does map the shoulder buttons to Y and X here. That works fine, though. Yeah, now the escape's working. So apparently I either had just a freak-out glitch or something. Yeah, original Nintendo, Super Nintendo, they all run great on here. You're supposed to be able to run Genesis. I have not been able to make that work. I don't know why. And this thing also says it runs PS1. I would dare say that is a lie. Also, yeah, because of how these games tend to work, you have like a million files sitting on the device. One of them is the game itself. Here, really quick, I'm going to go to the setting, screen size. Oh, apparently that is original size, so get back into this really quick, if I can. So, here, everything's going to work pretty well, actually. Now you're getting a little slow down as it tries to get cute. see, do I have... There we go. Pick Wild Rad, because she's always who I use. So here it's not been too bad, but as soon as 3D models get on the screen, or even the act of trying to get the 3D models on the screen... Okay, I'm going to spare you. The short version is it doesn't do that part well at all. So, before I go over and check this thing out, though, at the TV, there is actually an extra addition to this series. And that is the portable video game player, 16-bit arcade retro games. Whole bunch of stuff on it. Yeah, this is a very, very closely related cousin system, it turns out. So, get your charging cable, which is actually decent quality here, which I like. Instruction sheet that makes it look like it's connected to the like the first systems we looked at. Also, yeah, it just straight up says Sega on here. Pretty sure this is not anything official. It's got comes with a lanyard strap, comes with your output cables again, which has too much plastic on it that I will need to cut off. And the device even came in a bag. So, they put a lot of effort into this one. Go ahead. I'm just going to turn this one on and get right into it on this one. Yeah, this is basically a Genesis version. This thing has 100 preloaded Genesis games. They seem to run mostly fine. Once in a while I have ran into slowdown. Yes, it's got weirdness like the Super Mario Word game. Here, let me turn that down a little. I'm sure anyone who's watched a lot of videos on weird bootleg games has seen this one. But, so yeah, that's a thing that it does. And as soon as you go to the menu, this should look very familiar. It's got the same interface as the X7. So, yeah, it's got 100 built-in games, same output, SD card slot, and it actually has an HDMI out. I sadly do not have that type of HDMI cable to test with, but it has it. That's cool. 3 AAAs screwed in, unfortunately. A separate headphone jack from the AV out jack, which is cool. So, yeah. The only thing this thing is lacking is a select button, which is a problem, because it does all the same games that the X7 does as well, but there's no select button, and you can't program in a select button. So, you know, I've been able to play Castlevania and stuff like that on this system, but unfortunately you do have to, you're not going to have your map. So if you're playing anything old Game Boy Advance or Game Boy whatever on here, make sure you pick a game that doesn't need the select button. But yeah, this one actually saves correctly, which is awesome. In fact, again, let's go ahead and pop the SD card out of the first device, pop it into this one, do it all off camera so you don't have to watch. Now, worth mentioning, this one once in a while will have load issues, so sometimes it will get stuck at that load screen. As you can see down here, it even knows that it's a high capacity SD card. Hit the start button to get there. It does music, it does NES, or, you know, pictures, videos. I can load up that same Seth Skorkowski video.
Received, I decided to share another tabletop war story. And this one is about the most awesome and the most annoying sword.
Does all that stuff really well. Funny enough, I have the same problem with Genesis games on here. I don't know what's up, but it just refuses to take the Genesis ROMs I've been able to pull. But, you know, here I can load up the wrong file, apparently. One of these. Apparently it's the one with the flash icon is the actual game. Go back to Aria of Sorrow, because that was my favorite Game Boy Advance Castlevania game. Aspect ratio is a little off because this thing is more meant for different style games. I appear to have loaded it in wrong because I know this thing. Well, it remembered my this at least. Call me a liar. I had it saving files correctly. I think it might be because I've also just got done switching the SD card out to a different system or something, but yeah, overall it works well. But again, you go into the menu here, try to, bind some keys. Change up, down, left, right, A, B, L, and R, and that's it. So, there's that. Let's go ahead and, you know what? This has gone on for a long time. I'll save a part 2 of this video for the actual TV capture. So, see you in part 2. Okay, guys, quick addendum. I am a dum-dum. No, this is not AAA's back here. This is a lithium-ion battery. Charges right there. The reason I was thinking this was lithium-ion is because of the random load issues this thing has. I've had to take this this pack off a lot. Basically, if this thing locks up on you, you pop the battery out, wait 5 seconds, put it back in, it works again. So, yeah, that's why I got confused and said a stupid. So, oops.
Alright guys, so I'm actually going to be uploading this just to the end of the video instead. Short version, do not ever bother plugging either of these devices into the TV. Right now I'm on the X7, as you can tell. I'm trying to get the screen size adjusted. Screen size adjustment is pointless. It looks horrific and fuzzy no matter what you do. It does not line up. As well as it definitely has noticeable input lag. As soon as you start using the TV output, it's really, really bad and really noticeable. So it's just not good when you're trying to run games and you have them set to original size on the screen size. As you're about to see here, it will give you some weird tiny thing instead of the game's actual size, what it's supposed to be, which is blurry and horrific. I actually was getting 2 different pictures as well because the way the capture card was receiving this input and the way the TV was receiving it, they were actually seeing like different pictures. Neither of them looked correct or right in any way though. So here I'm trying to fix that. I blew it up. It looks horrible still. The sound input also is very iffy because you'll notice now you can hear some of what's going on for the Metroid game while it was, silent at the other stuff where you should have heard at least a little bit of stuff. Do not plug this one in. And so for the other device, funny enough, few things. One, it does not play original Game Boy games. This one does, and I do load one up here at the end of this. But yeah, it's supposed to run original Nintendo, but it doesn't. Both of these do also run a few other game types I did not bother getting ROMs for, because they're not things that I ever bothered to emulate anyway. But there are like some arcade, MAME ROMs and stuff these can run, stuff like that. So, there's a lot you can do with these. Both of them are pretty decent as, handhelds. Do not bother plugging them in though. As well as the other one, it won't output to the TV. No matter what I try, how I've hooked it up, nothing. So, maybe sometime if I get an HDMI mini cable and I can try that alternate output, I'll see if that does anything. But until then, yeah, this one only runs some of the stuff it's supposed to, but in terms of being a media player, it's actually fairly decent. I cannot say the same about the other one though. It struggles to run the Genesis ROMs that are preloaded onto it. It runs the Game Boy stuff pretty fine, except it's missing buttons. I can say that it's okay as a video and, music player as well. That's probably the best I can give these things. So, thank you for watching. Sorry if this is a little weird because I'm doing these semi-blind. I've only messed with them a little bit. And yeah, I keep running into things that just do not work. So, I will see you guys next time with something that hopefully will at least function somewhat.